Come on.
Start?
We are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh. You want me to stay right here? Okay.
So, Ellen Diz, you're making this transition with the Body of Wealth. You had the unveiling, the rebranding, and so we know that you need to expand the team. People have been asking, like, when y'all gonna take a vacation now that everybody knows that you're married, and so now you're expanding the team, right? And you brought on Tanya and LG, and so I'm sure many people are gonna want to know, why did you pick them?
First and foremost, yes, I think the most important thing was to expand. That's what Body of Wealth means. It's community. It's not just Elle and myself. We know it's been long overdue to bring some other team members on. And I wanted to pick these young ladies. I'll start with LG. Probably started back in 2015. And I had the unique opportunity to watch her from day one to where she is now. And coming in as asthmatic, struggling with weight, going through a divorce maybe at that time, and single mom. And I can't make this up. I thought this girl was gonna die during the session, but every single time after the session, this was wild to me. Exact words, "Yo fam, you got some more work for me?" So I'm like, yeah, this girl almost died. She wants some more work. But we did. After the session was over, she would do another session. So just watching that, and it was real, it's authentic. And to me, the community is all different ages, shapes, and sizes, right? And I'm like, I want somebody that's real, somebody that really went through it. I could have easily went on Indeed and found a trainer with a six-pack ab and come in here, but I wanted somebody from the community that's real. And her story is going to resonate with a lot of the members because some of them are facing some of the same issues. So that was the reason I chose LG, and she was consistent. Like even during difficult seasons, still showing up, right, up and down, and that's what reflects the realness of the Body of Wealth. It's not like I'm down, 30 pounds and I'm done. No, fam, I don't put some weight back on, and that's the truth, right? And that's what we see in our community. And I approached her about it, and of course she second guessed it, why me and all that stuff, and I was able to pour into her and say, well, this is why. Someone that's really loyal and stuff. So yeah, to me it was a no-brainer to ask her to join the team. With that right there. My girl Tanya and I go back since 2012. Like she's an original dog, like a real.
Tanya and I actually started around the same time.
A real original dog. Tanya started back, Bailey, similar situation, someone that was very consistent. Tanya had great results. She was one of my original before and after folks. Like I was posting, she was part of that original crew, getting before and afters and stuff. So, and just over the years, I watched Tanya. Tanya used to tell me this, can't make this up. I think I'm gonna take the month off. I've been working really hard, take the month off. Like, you ain't about to take no month off. And it was a struggle for her. She used to keep it real about her food, about her journey. I said, Tanya, that's your own unique story. Sugar, we used to talk about that. And time again, watch her get up and push herself. Same thing. Up in weight, down in weight. Up in weight, down in weight. And I said, I want some real girls on my team that is going through the realness of it, right? Yeah. Nothing fake. Everything's natural, right? Going through the hardship of this journey. And I wanted to bring her on as well because I'm like, Tanya, I love her personality. You see Tanya, she's very bubbly the way she comes into rooms, right? Hey, y'all. Hey, friend. Different personality. I wanted someone different on our team as well, and someone who works really, really hard. And every other day, we're just talking about this journey. It's real. And I said, tell them your story, please. I want them to experience that. And a big part was, Ella talked a little bit about hers. A lot of people didn't see her journey. So they look at Elle like, oh, it's out of touch. We can't do that. Don't know the story. I said, well, these girls has been here every day with you. Y'all watched them, right? They're in these classes with you. And I wanted to pull someone out of that group and say, hey, you can now coach these people because they're experiencing the same setbacks and things that you're going through. So that's why I wanted to pick these girls. And so, it was a no-brainer. So we wanted to bring them on.
Yeah.
And now,
Yes.
because you're a team, so
Okay.
I'm sure you're a part of the decision as well. And so, what about them for you?
Well, I think I like how number one, like how they show up in the community. So it's not, like he said, it wasn't about just choosing somebody physically in that position, but somebody who can resonate with the people. And like we come in here at 5 a.m. in the morning, we see each other every day, we pushing each other. I love how they take the initiative and they welcome, first of all, any and everyone that comes in here brand spanking new. They do that with no problem. They're willing to help in any way that they possibly can, and I think that's part of what we want. We want to be able to expand in a way where we're not, we don't want to feel uncertain about, oh, will they do this for the business? Will they, uphold, our standards and stuff like that? And I think because they've been with us for so long, and we start, like I said, around the same time, that we understand the culture. So that's one of the reasons why I believe they are a great fit.
Yeah, very good. I've heard both of you say about the whole idea of community and how it's really important in terms of community. And I might also say that maybe not everybody in the community knows you on a more personal level. Maybe that 5 a.m. class, we know they know you, right? Maybe in the 6 a.m. class. But in terms of who you are, and why did you say yes to, because you could have said no. Why did you say yes? And what do you bring to the community?
Oh, I guess I'll go first. I say yes because I'm no different from the people that come through those doors. Like Jizzle said, yes, I was once one of those people that said I worked out for events. It was once I reached my goal for that event, I was taking off, and then I would go back to eating what I wanted, and then my neck and my back got big, so I came back. But this time, when I came back in 2022, it wasn't about the physical appearance for me. Yes, that is an added bonus. However, it was about my mental. I wasn't in a great mind space. Even though, yes, while the business was shut down, I actually took L's online classes. But I wasn't in a good space. The turning point was when I went to Catalyst Fitness. And I went and I didn't feel welcome. I didn't see, number one, people that looked like me. I felt so out of place. That was the time where, I didn't come back to the body, right, to the Body of Wealth right then and there. I waited to February and I said, okay, now is the time, let me go back. It's so refreshing to be amongst someone that looks like me. Yes, we have all type of diversities within this gym, but I like the community. I love Dizzle and L. I started as L Mission. I started with L, and I knew she was different because we was at Delaware Park. No, I'm serious. We was at Delaware Park. This was like, y'all want to start a running crew? Sure. And then I was like, I'm a walk and jog. She was like, I'm gonna run this whole thing. I'll make it slow down, but I'm gonna run. Oh, you is? Well, all right. I'm gonna cheer you on. So it was more so for my mental. Once I got my mental space in a good, place, I'm able to deal with what life has to throw me, whether that's at the job, whether that's dealing with family. Yes, the physical change also, I got a little muscle along the way. I didn't have that when, in 2012 or 13. So it's more the mental place that helped, and, I look forward to. I still, to this day, come in and work on my mental. And I want members to look at me like each day, depending on the day, yes, I may have this issue from elbow to my Achilles, but nobody can never say that I stopped. I kept going. I modified when needed to, and I kept pushing. I didn't say, well, I'm gonna take this week off because this is hurt. No, I just came and worked something else, or I slowed down and, and took a different path. So that's why I said, yes, because I do have that, part to offer to show somebody, yeah, you could do it. I'm doing it every day. I'm just like you. So that's my story.
But I think that's really good to expand just beyond the physical, because that's a message that you're giving as well, that it's not just about the physical is very important, but they're all really connected, right? And coming here, being among community, being among people who welcome you, and then being able to work on what's going on with you mentally, dealing with the things that are happening every day in work and a job, right? And so I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. Yeah. LG, what about you?
What about it? Well, for me, I think I started back in January that's when I came back. I was already working out when they had closed down or whatever on my own, and I lost weight. I had dropped down to like my smallest COVID happened. I ended up putting back on the weight. So when they opened up, I was like, yes, I got my family back. This is about to be good.
Yeah.
So I was so excited to have them back because I knew how much of an impact they had on my life. So I was happy to have part of that back because I also was in a space where I was alone, I was grieving, and still transitioning on how to figure me out and work on my own personal goals, but I didn't have that actual guidance. So being back, it put me back into a better environment overall. Like not just the pouring, just the hearing, just them doing, not just saying it, but actually doing it. Also them with challenging me, like, you know, Diz always was like, okay, I know you can work out 6 days a week and lift weight and do all this, but what's next? And in my mind, I was like, what do you mean is next? Like, I'm here 6 days a week. Like, that should be, yeah, like, that should be enough. Like, but I understood what he meant by that. Like, what's next? Like, you can't just stop here, right? And then you have Elle, who's a little bit more softer than Dizzo.
That's why they're a good team.
That's why they're a good team. And Elle's there to reassure you, like, you know, she comes to you like, are you okay? You be like, mm-hmm. And then you got that, and then now it's all tears. And she has that soft side to just remind you too, like, you are valuable. You know, you are human. Things do happen. You know, give yourself grace. And sometimes you need to hear that. And although Dizzle does do the same, but it comes from a different place from both of them. So I get the gritty, which I'm okay with because I can handle it. And then I get the girly soft side, which is like, oh, okay. Because Dizzle will have you out here ready to put somebody in the headlock. Elle will talk, Elle will have you sitting back and saying, well, I don't think you want to do that. And you're like, you're right. So just having a community that supports you and that's there for you, it means a lot, especially also, you know, with this new transition, you know, a lot of people do and don't know, you know, like I'm a foster parent of my niece. So that was another job that I took on and she's mine. So that's another responsibility that I have on my end. And I even said to them, you know, like, are you sure you guys want me to be a part of that? Because I have another responsibility, another human that I'm responsible for. So I just want to let women, and not just women, men, let, you know, people know in general, like, even though I did go through hardships, I did lose my mother, I am a single parent, I did take on another responsibility of having another child, I still didn't let that defeat me or keep me where I was, right? I still kept trying to strive. And I had a community that was behind me, that was there to support that. Even on days when I didn't want to, I knew I had to. Right? Even with certain, you know, I have certain ligament issues too, and I have certain medical conditions too. I'm asthmatic, they don't care, just bring your own Helen. You know, they still want you to get the work. And like I said, it took me a while to understand that because it was like, what do you mean? Like, I don't get it. But I get it now as I'm transitioning and I see I'm in different environments now. I'm not with the same group of people that I used to be with. And it's not nothing wrong with that. For me, I thought that was, but for them, they put me in a position that I needed to be challenged. And that's something that I needed for me because I wasn't growing. You know, I was in a situation where I was depressed and at times contemplating, should I be here in this life or not? So once again, having that support here and knowing that I can come to them and be my authentic self and share my stories and share, you know, my issues going on with them, it meant a lot to me, you know. And then they also hold me accountable, you know, like, yeah, you can cry it out, but, you know, once again, what's next? You know, like, okay, you got these issues. Yeah, like, we know you got something going on, whether it's personally, physically, mentally, but you still need to have something more behind that. So it's like you still have to push. And I just want to be that voice for women. Like, it doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter if you're a single parent. It doesn't matter, you know, if you're still trying to figure out, you know, where your place is in life. Even if you're still working on your, you know, your spiritual relationship, all of those things take time. Like, you don't have to have everything figured out right then and there. And that was something that I used to harper on. I'm trying to figure out everything right then and there. I need to have all of this. I need to be 170 pounds by tomorrow. And yes, I can get there. But even when I was there, I still wasn't satisfied. So it's just like now I have these other tools in place now, you know, the spiritual, the financial. I'm being more aware of those things now, prior before I wasn't. But like I said, it comes from having this community, and I can inspire other women as well to say, hey, I was once where you was, and I'm still where you're at, but I don't stay there, right? And I don't make excuses for it. So I'm here. I'm in it to win it.
Wait, thank you. No, in all seriousness, thank you for that. I mean, because I think it's important for people to understand, you know, where you've been, where you are, and what you bring to the team, right? And it's a real sense of being authentic, as you said that, right? And so, and I do want to also address something else, though. I mean, people are used to the two of you, right? People are used to the way you do things, and you know, often when you know you're trying to expand, and everybody's like, we want you to expand, we want you to do well, and yet at the same time, right, when someone else new comes in, you know, they might get a little side eye, right? And so, Elle, you've been in this space before when it was just this, right? Like, and what was it like for you coming in, you know, and what would you want to say to the community about welcoming, I can't talk now, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, them into the community and addressing, you know, that part when people might be like, well, who are they? And, you know, all of that stuff,
I will say that when I did step into that position from client to trainer, it was a bit scary. You're going to be nervous because you want people to accept you in that position. You're going to have those people who may not right away accept you in that position, but the thing is, we're going to make sure, number one, that the tone is set, that the community understands. Number one, we are welcoming community. We don't want anyone to feel unwelcome, no matter the position, no matter if they're their first day coming in, if they're going to a different class. Our whole thing is we want respect around the entire community. So that's one thing that I would say. Even though you're nervous, you still want to be yourself. You're not strangers to the community, it's just a different position, but upholding that position as best as you can and not allowing what was your client mentality to overshadow what position you're walking into. So it is a transition, but I feel like for me, it was about how do I show up and make sure that I'm not letting the business or the person behind the business down. That was my focal point. It wasn't, my nervousness was there, but my whole mentality was like, okay, I can do this. And I'm going to make sure that I do the best that I can. You know what I mean? So I think walking into that to say, I'm giving it everything I got. If they said it, I got it, I got it. We would never put you in a position where you weren't ready. So.
That's good. Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
A final question, Diz, for you, when you're thinking about the shifts and the changes that are happening, we see the aesthetics of the room changing. We've seen the branding happening as well. And again, everybody said something about community. What I want to leave you with saying, talking to the community about what needs to happen to the community in terms of like, well, it might be some of the changes that the community at large can expect or be reinforced.
Right. For me, I have given out messages and I'll continue to do so that as we're shifting gears, we need the community to shift with us, right? There's changes that are going to happen and we don't want to leave people behind, right? We want to make sure as we're moving forward, we want the community to move forward with us, right? You see the aesthetics, you see the gym changing. That's just the physical part of the gym. But we're talking about changing emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, right? We want to make sure that we're not back in 2023, 2022. The Body of Wealth is about moving forward. And seeing these new faces on the microphone, playing their own style of music is what we want the community to get used to because we are going to grow. It's not just Elle and myself. And if you really love us, you want Elle and I to go on a honeymoon and have a break because I want people truly to understand this. It's easy for us to get stagnant in our position because we're waking up and we're just like, got to go in that gym again. And I like to tell her is that, man, for the next 10 years, can you imagine getting up at 3 a.m. without a break? She's like, It's just taking a toll. And it does take a toll on our marriage. All we're talking about is the gym, and we don't have anyone else to help us push it forward. I also would like to say that please I want you to understand that these ladies will be well trained. They'll be well equipped for the position, and they're going to uphold the standard of the body of wealth. We would not put them in a position to fail. So they understand that they're going to go through this training process. They're going to understand the language. They're going to understand the culture before being put there. So I want you to encourage them. Hey, girl, you know what? Don't worry about it. You did a good job today, right? Because it could be sometimes what happens in the community, they may sense you're like, oh, shoot, did I mess that up?
Right.
I want the community to embrace that because this is something new for them. But we welcome anything that's new in our community. We want new. We don't want to stay the same. So I look forward to it. We're excited to bring these ladies on. So you will see them in classes, maybe correcting forms, shadowing Ellen, myself in classes. We have some other training that we'll be working behind the scenes with them as well. But when you see them on the mic, running the class, trust and believe they'll be ready for that class. So you don't have to worry like, oh, y'all just throwing them in there. We won't be irresponsible like that to the community and to these ladies. Let me just say that. We want to make sure that we're still giving you that great service to the community and making sure these ladies are ready for it.
One of the things I just wanted to say that I also noticed that in this process, as you're preparing them, is taking you back to your foundation too. So I've seen in classes that you've really been focusing in on, people really understanding form. So do you want to say a little bit about that just across the board?
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
So that's just, honestly, that's just the standard that we want here.
Right.
Where coaches are coming around, get used to that. Where coaches are coming around to correct your form, coaches are coming around to challenge you. And we call that as personal touches, right? We're just making sure we're connecting to the member. Because let's keep it real, like I had a conversation with them, when you're in a large community, some people can feel left out. So we're gonna make sure that we're making those connections so you still get that personal feel when you're in the classes. So we'll be talking about form, we'll be training to heart rate based training. We'll be talking about all the, also training classes for the members to come in knowing how to use the rower properly, lift weights properly. We'll make sure we're doing that. And not only that, and that's why we have a teacher on for the workshops to say, you know what, hey, I'm lifting weights, but I'm really struggling emotionally, right? Let me just say this, even with the ladies, and what she said about financial, because that's a part of one of our pillars. We had a conversation. I think, LG, people don't realize when you pay a car note off, that was $500 that you weren't used to. Put that $500 in the bank. So we were talking about training, about saying, you used to pay $100 a month. You don't see that $100 anymore. And she like, Coach, I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a little money in my bank. Got a little money in my bank, Coach. A little emergency come up. And people are saying, what are we talking about, Leticia, about the fact that if your money not right, that's going to affect everything in your life.
Yeah.
We're going to connect on all cylinders, but that's what you're going to see. That's the standard in our class, and I want you to understand that. You're going to see wow, the body of wealth is really moving. Like the way we're going to be, it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
Like that. So they will be ready. So I want to make sure that people understand why we're bringing these ladies on, understand their story, right? Because I feel like most gyms are preaching to the choir. We want to get that person on the couch and say, hey, I don't think I can do that. Baby, yes, you can. You come up off that couch, you never worked out before, and now look at you 2 years later. You're running the hallways, you're lifting weights, and that's why I love their story. Like, when I swear, I wish I'm going to post the pictures, but I wish I even had some of the workouts so they can see where these young ladies came from. That's why. And now when I post a picture of Elle, people don't see. They don't even know it. Did you see the?
I need to see him.
I just did another one when she was with her sisters, and people are like, they don't know. So it's like, if you can only understand why I chose these ladies, I'm like, no, I want that real rawness, crying. Y'all don't understand, crying behind the scene. Coach, I had cookies. Like, yeah, you did. Well, let's get back on it. I want that real stuff. And I want the community to reflect. I say, yo, they look just like y'all. Right. No, listen, you coming in here like, I can't do that. Yes, you can. So that's why, man, I want realness around me. I love promote from within, the bold mindset, and who gets to understand our community. So, yeah, I'm excited. I am. I'm excited for these girls, and like I tell them all the time, LG, like, he gonna give us grace, but he gonna hold us accountable too. Absolutely, and that's how it has to be, right? Because I want them to say, don't get comfortable where you at, and I want y'all to know that that's the culture, that's the standard. Please believe that we're going to extend grace, but also we hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
So I don't want y'all to think like, oh, no, they will be ready before they get into that position. So.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk. And this won't be the last time, because
Right.
we'll be sharing different clips of your journey.
Yeah, of course.
Again, from this place of authenticity, right? So not just about the physical, but the mental, emotional, and the growth for all of us as we're moving forward, because that's what the body of wealth is all about.
Appreciate y'all. Much love to the community. We look forward to bringing you stellar service. We have a lot of things in store for y'all, so we just ask you to embrace what we have coming your way, or our way, because community is all of us, right? What we're bringing to the table. So much love, and we're excited. So
Excited. Show up and show out.
Excited!